In this video we're going to show you some cozy player homes that I found on the Nexus that you definitely need to download today. So let's check them out. So firstly we're going to start with JKs Riverfall Cottage by JK. Now this is quite a little cozy player home. It's got a lot of downloads, so most players who are on Nexus probably would have already installed this, or they've already seen it before. Costs about 15,000 coins, so make sure you've got enough gold to actually buy this player home. But obviously you can just use console commands or any kind of glitch. But yeah, after you've purchased a home, which is assigned just outside of where this bridge is, the home is pretty much just yours. Now it's a fairly decent and big sized home. You've got like a little area here where you can do a bit of fishing in the waterfall. And then you've got like a tower here with all the alchemy stations and the enchanting stations. And then down below you've actually got some mushrooms and stuff you can pick. But just outside the player home, it's fairly large and fairly big, and it's just located just outside River 1 on the way towards Whiterun. So yeah, this is a pretty nice little player home, and it's I'd say it's quite cozy. The outside seems very large, but when you actually get inside, it's not that big. I mean, it is actually quite big in the basement area. Make sure you download Lux's Patch Hub, just so this mod actually works for the better interior lighting, so make sure you download that. So yeah, there's an actual blacksmith station just outside the player home, located just on top of this hill. And then if you want to look at the scenery, you can sit down on this chair here and look out towards Whiterun. So the actual blacksmith station has its own little props and armor pieces just located around the area. And then obviously you've got a smelter and the blacksmith station, just so you can create any armor or weapons of your choice. Now this is the actual alchemy station and the potion area, where you can pretty much just create any potion you want, and it's just located just at the top of this tower here. So it's a nice little addition, and it's not just an actual player home, it's kind of like a tiny little fortress if you want to say this, because you've got a little tower, and this is the actual player home itself from the side of you. Now for the interior is extremely cozy. With a Lux Orbis patch or the Lux patch, it looks very nice. So if you do not have the Lux patch, it will kind of look a bit washed out and a bit too bright, but Lux actually makes it look fairly darker and actually illuminates any of the lighting in the area. So you've got the master bedroom here, which is quite cozy. It's fairly big, but you've got a little leisure station in the corner over there. And then you've got the main room with all the main stuff down below, which is pretty much where you can just cook anything you want. And you've got a nice little fire pit in the center of the room. And yeah, that's like where your kitchen is essentially. And then this is the actual kitchen area where you've got like your fireplace where you can roast a rabbit or anything you like. And then you've got all your ingredients hanging just at the top here. So it's quite cool because the center of this actual building leads all the way to the top of the house. So it's about 3 floors. And then this is the main room where it's like your dining room and actually your armory as well. So you can equip your mannequins with any armor pieces. That is up to you. And you've also got weapon racks beside the mannequins. So it's a nice little play home and you definitely need to check it out. It's a fairly cozy one. So make sure you check this one out. So now we have another actual decent one. This is Asylum Estate by Jade Shadow. So this is another cozy little play home you can get. It's just located just outside Whiterun. It's pretty much walking distance. Now this does actually have its own quest.
You have been successful. Kenner hath found you worthy. It is wonderful to see this house turn into a home again. I no longer have to linger.
So speaking to the ghost lady, you just need to pretty much speak to the Kinnerith statue, and that's pretty much the quest. It's a very short one, but it's fairly easy to do. So when you come to this location, make sure you speak to the ghost lady so you can be handed over the key. Just make sure that you download Cabbage E&B just to get the same aesthetic and basically graphics. That is pretty much just the same as mine, so it looks very similar to my game. And obviously there's a lot of text packs that I've got on my game which will look slightly different to yours, but Cabbage kind of gives it that look. But yeah, this is the actual main room here, so this is like your dining area and like your kitchen station, I'd like to say, probably like your lounge chilling area, and it's very, very nice. So like I said, make sure you have Lux patches so this works with the lighting. So yeah, in the actual main room, it's like a long corridor, and you've got a few rooms to the side. Like the left here is like pretty much like your front room area, and the right is like you're chilling out. You've got a few bedrooms and a spa. Then the back room here, you've got your enchanting table and your potion station, and then another fireplace. So we're actually going to show you the outside again. So this is like a smelting station and your blacksmith area just at the very rear of the building. And then in that room I showed you before, this is like your spa area. So if you want to get naked and chill in the spa with any of your followers, you can do. And it looks very cool, so I've got to say that for sure. This is like your front room area in like one of your bedrooms. And it's got a nice little cozy fireplace at the end where you can read. and then another little tiny little hot tub spa thing right beside the bed. I've noticed a lot of these mod authors do like to add a lot of spas inside of loads of play homes, and there's pretty much any kind of mod that involves a building. There is a lot of spa kind of areas in all of these buildings. So in the basement area, this is pretty much like a chilling area, and you've actually got all of your mannequins that you can suit up with armor, and then you've got a shrine right at the end of the corridor. So this is pretty much like your armory. This is an entire station just basically for your armor and your weapons, so you can actually put them on the weapon racks and put them on the mannequins too. And this is like a little shrine at the end with the dragon skull on it, which looks pretty cool. And there's actually a lot of underground stuff here as well that it basically looks like it's inside a cave. But yeah, this is a very nice little mod. And like I said previously, it's literally just walking distance from Whiterun. As you can see Whiterun in the background, and this is the house. Now, Whitepeak Manor is a pretty sick mod, I've got to say. This is by Balsa. So pretty much this is like a Dawnguard themed building. So it's basically just like a little castle just for the player and his followers. So there's a few dead vampires outside and a Dawnguard soldier. And then located in a tree stump, you can actually find the keys to this little castle. So it's pretty nice, and it's quite cozy inside. So just outside the building, I want to say the textures on this look absolutely awesome. And it's located just at the top of the mountain, pretty much kind of close to Whiterun. You'll probably notice it on top of the one of the mountains. But it's a very nice building. It looks pretty awesome, I've got to say, if you want to play as like a little lord. So this is the first room you enter. It's basically like your dining room, where you just want to have a little feast with any of your characters. And there's actually a spiral staircase like you see in castles, which is pretty cool. And there's about 5 flights of stairs that you can go up to different kinds of room, like bedrooms, armories, the blacksmith area, and then like an enchanting area, which is located right at the top of the building. So this room here is pretty much the armory. So in the armory, you can just put any of your armor or weapons on the wall. There's a lot of heads on the wall, like wolf animals, stuff like that, just located on the walls. So it's a pretty nice little armory, and it's quite spacious as well. But obviously with the Lux mod, it looks pretty awesome with the candlelight. So there is a patch for this, so make sure you download the patch on Lux to make sure this works correctly with the lighting. So this is with the master bedroom, and the master bedroom with the little fireplace in the corner. It's quite cozy, I've got to say. And then obviously you can put your followers up in here, and it will look pretty awesome. Also with these mods, you can actually include your children and wife. So if you adopt any children or have a wife, you can add these to these play homes. So it's a pretty nice little area to have a little family in, or just like a band of warriors. So you can be like a lord with your soldiers. But that's completely up to you how you want to roleplay in this little castle for the player. So this is basically one of the main bedrooms, so I'm assuming where you could have your children. And then this is right at the top of the castle. Is like the enchanting room. There's not really much in here. It's kind of bare bones looking, but it still looks pretty decent. So you can probably add your own things to this room. But that's where you can enchant any of your items. And then right in the basement, you've got a bit of a wine cellar, and then you've got your smelting station, and then your blacksmith station where you can upgrade and create any armor or weapon of your choosing. So it's a pretty nice area. It's a bit darker down here, but it is like the basement. So the actual building from the outside looks pretty awesome. It's fairly big, and I think it looks pretty cool because it's located on top of a mountain, so you can see it for miles. It does look pretty sick, I've got to say. So yeah, this is a nice little play home. I wouldn't call it little, it's actually fairly big. But inside it's kind of a bit smaller than what you'd believe it to be because it's massive on the outside. It's kind of like the fucking TARDIS from Doctor Who. But yeah, this is a nice little mod, check it out. So this is Path SSE by Ulkmart. So this is a nice tiny little cozy play home, but which is quite strange. On the inside it's very large compared to what it looks like from the outside, but it's very nice, and I think if you're playing like as a survival character, this would be perfect for that old kind of hunter. So it's a nice little play home, and I'd say I'd actually just keep this in my game because it kind of fits quite well into Skyrim. So if you just want a nice little cozy little cabin for your player character, this would be perfect, even if you want a little family in here. And then on the inside, basically, this is like your front room area, little fireplace, and then you can store any of your alchemy ingredients, stuff like that in here. So inside it is definitely larger from what it looks like from the outside, so don't be put off because the building from the outside looks fairly small, but inside it's quite large. So it's very well detailed, and there's a lot of items located all over the interior, which looks pretty nice, and it looks quite lived in. And then yeah, you've got a little master bedroom here with a little leisure station, and then your little desk and a mannequin. So this is probably where the player character sleeps, right next to the front door. Then down below you have a lot of tiny bedrooms for anyone. You could have these for your followers or any children or wife even. Yeah, this is one of the corridors, and it looks pretty sick. Like I said, it looks quite lived in and pretty awesome, and a nice little spa. So anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one, cocksuckers and motherfuckers. Bye bye.